Hello everyone, I am Mattgreg, and today I will be showing the major changes to Scrap Mechanic from the dev patch notes. In this video I will go over only in-game changes and items and will ignore the crash bug fixes. The full patch notes are linked in the description for you to check them out. Also, these changes are out for testing. If you'd like to get access to these changes, simply right click on Scrap Mechanic, click on Properties, Beta tab, and then select Tests. FYI, this is a test version, so keep that in mind. First up, we have a brand new item, the chemical container. It costs 10 tier 2 metal, 20 glass, 5 circuit boards, and 2 glue to make. It is essentially the same design as the water container. It has 2 ports and has the same number of slots for a grand total of 5 slots. Oh boy. And the same blue line display as all the other containers. I think I'll stick with my 30 slot chests. It takes 1 minute to craft, but I do love the design. It's an almost gel looking interior. Very new, and I love the textures. Now we have glow sticks, which now emit a small amount of light while it is held in your hand. It is like the first beginnings of a flashlight, it seems. It's quite a small radius of light, as you can see. It does reflect nicely off of bushes, trees. It has a nice soft glow. I have tested it underwater, and it does work, which does make sense since after all, it is in a tube. I hope this would improve eyesight underwater during the nighttime, so that it would be slightly easier to get oil during the dark, but it really isn't that much of an improvement. However, you can still collect oil while you are holding the glow stick. Tier 1 wood now costs 15 scrap wood instead of the previous amount. Concrete now requires less stone. Now you only need 5 instead of the previous amount. It also requires 5 chemicals and water bottles, if you will. The bottles are easy to collect, so I do enjoy this change. Big news up next, we can now craft 5 batteries for 20 scrap metal and 5 chemicals. This is the first craftable fuel item that we have, and I think this will become the standard fuel source for many vehicles. Finally, we have an easier substitution for gas. The great news continues with us now being able to craft 5 fertilizer out of 10 tomato seeds, 10 carrot seeds, and 10 red beet seeds. Very nice and much needed addition. Finally, we have a use for our great stockpiles of seeds and a sustainable way of obtaining fertilizer. Paint now costs 5 flowers instead of the previous 10, I believe. Very nice changes once again. A new sound now plays once your character gets close to running out of air. The paint gun no longer requires paint to remove paint. I have never noticed this before, but I'm certainly glad that they did change it. It makes sense now. As you can see, I eventually run out of paint canisters, but we can still remove the paint. Explosives now destroy up to level 7 materials. I'm not sure which blocks apply to the level 7 category though. For this next major change, we need to dive into the ocean because you guessed it, we can finally get multiple oil and glue clams from oil geysers and clams. Wow, that was almost a tongue twister. This has been a long-awaited change, and I am so glad they did this sooner rather than later. This change and the last few changes to concrete and the other blocks that I've mentioned really helped reduce the quite harsh grind time. I have played survival for over 96 hours so far, and I can't express how glad I am that this has been implemented. You can see in my hotbar the amounts of oil we get from each individual geyser. We stopped by a total of 8, and in the end of this short excursion, I ended up with 23 oil and 28 glue clams, getting at most 4 oil per geyser and at most 3 glue per glue clam. This next and final addition is for our wonderful modding community. There is now a dedicated tab for modded parts in the craft bot. That is it for this update review. Again, I did not include the bug and crash fixes in this video. The official patch notes are linked in the description below for you to see the full list. Let me know if you enjoyed this video by commenting below. I am fairly new to this type of video, so all the feedback would be fantastic. But to all the fellow mechanics, stay creative.